maybe give us some new tidbits on gameplay.
Yeah.
Let's start with Vex the Siren. She's not your typical Siren.
She's not. Vex is a bit newer to her Siren powers, and she didn't always have a lot of the best situations growing up, and she knows that a lot of bad things happen, even if you're a good person. And with this sort of awakening of her Siren powers, she can finally do something about it. And where that sort of manifests for her is a little spooky and a little cool. And if you're gonna, kick some bad guys in the teeth, you might as well do it with a bunch of Reapers and a big kitty cat.
Yeah, I mean, like you already said, she's definitely the spookiest Siren we've ever had. She's the first Siren that can physically manifest physical beings into existence, right? Like you saw her phase cat Trouble. She can summon Reapers and Specters, which is her third action skill that we'll talk about in a little bit. And she's also the first Siren who focuses a lot on kinetic damage. She can actually switch between all the elements, but there's a heavy hook there for those of you who enjoy like lifesteal or draining the souls of your enemies. So that's pretty cool.
In April, from the first day I saw our cat in the game, it was named Trouble. There wasn't a placeholder name.
Nope.
I wrote, I was like, that shouldn't change. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Where did that name come from?
I don't know, Nick. Where did that name come from?
So Graham, the creative director, kind of always told me that every good witch has a good cat by her side, a good cat familiar. And I have a good cat familiar at home too. His name is Trouble, and I just kind of put it in the game. I'm like, I'm gonna name him after my cat. So it just kind of stuck, and I'm pretty happy about it.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you
Real
this.
Trouble.
Do you think we could get your other cat's name in a Borderlands game?
My other cat's named Nisha.
Okay, fair.
So, already taken.
All right, let's dive into Rafa. His backstory is really wild.
Rafa, wow. So Rafa grew up in microgravity, and this had a permanent effect on his bones, his muscles, his organs. So he would struggle to live anywhere else, which sort of isolated him, and he has got a lust for life and wants to be out there and doing things. So along comes Tediore and gives him this exosuit. And because Tediore is gonna Tediore, he could die at any moment. The suit could kill him. So ironically, the thing that gave him the ability to explore the universe and the world and have this big life is also this thing that could kill him. But he just rolls with it. He lives every moment to the fullest, and he's playful and energetic and charming, and he's really kinetic as a vault hunter. And that's really reflected in his dialogue. I mean, he's so charming that even the enemies have things to say about that. And I think that fluidity of his movement, you can really see that in his skill trees and his action skills.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like you said, if charisma could kill, he used that as a weapon, but unfortunately it doesn't do much. So instead he has energy blades, he's got laser guns, he's got shoulder-mounted cannons that some of our fans at home already spotted in the previous trailer. And yeah, he's easily our most agile Vault Hunter to date, and we're really excited for folks to equip some energy blades and get slicing.
All right, and Harlow is also an interesting character into science, technology, but has a connection to a well-known Borderlands family.
So, as some of you rowdy, wonderful fans noticed, Harlow is part of the Trant family. And you can imagine, if you heard that 40 to 50 times a day, you would also pick up a book on theoretical physics. And so Harlow is joyful and brilliant, and she's got 5 PhDs. And she has this force of will and this drive. And why not use all that brains and that creativity to just bend gravity to your will?
Yeah, I mean, scientists love to learn new things, especially when that means imploding or exploding your enemies, new ways to do that, right? We've already seen her, destruct in this giant apparatus that fires like a disco ball of destruction. It's pretty cool. She can lift her enemies and slam them into the ground, and she even has quite a few gadgets that we haven't quite shown you guys yet, but they're pretty sweet.
All right, and Amon, he is apparently a part of a Vault Hunter worshiping clan, or Vault Monster worshiping clan. Tell us about him.
I will tell you that if you are going to worship Vault Monsters and decide to open a vault, that's not going to go well. And so unfortunately for Amon, he lost his entire family, he lost his spouse, he lost his friends, his community, and he sort of harnesses this deep grief to decide, well, you know what, a vault monster took something from me, so I'm gonna kill every last one of them. And he is a big, beefy daddy, but I will say there's also this really beautiful warrior poet side to him, and he wants to find community and connection, and he's just so single-mindedly focused on literally and figuratively forging his body into a weapon.
Yeah, and I mean, other than forging his body, he also has what we call forge drones that live in his spine and the side of his arm. He is literally able to psychically control them and manifest them into all kinds of weapons. I mean, he's got a sword, he's got an axe, he's got a hammer, he's got a shield, he's got a spear, he's got a whip.
This is a long list.
He's got everything that you might expect from a sci-fi Viking, because that's pretty, it's pretty great.
And I've spent a lot of time reading feedback from the state of play, and one thing people are honing in on is the compass, and there's also this legacy of a mini-map. Why do you think the compass is the way to go here for Borderlands 4?
And you're looking at me like you're going to throw the hard shit at me.
I'm giving you the hard one. Yeah.
All right. Well, look. Here's the deal. You guys haven't played the game yet. Obviously, when we did Borderlands 1, we didn't have a mini-map, and we added it in Borderlands 2. And we noticed that there's some people online going like, wait, we haven't seen a mini-map in what you've shown so far. What's going on there? I'll tell you the deal, and I'll just be straight with you. We made a big frickin' world, and a lot of the things you do can be local space, but a lot of the things you do or want to do are out there. And a local space map is not a good way to navigate when you're thinking about objectives and opportunities, several at the same time that might be miles away. And a compass really helps us do that. The other thing that the team really wanted to commit to, these guys are awesome, and they want to push the boundaries of design and environment. Instead of just a single flat plane, they embraced a lot of verticality. You're going to have more verticality in Borderlands 4 than you've ever seen before in a Borderlands game, by far. And when you have a layered environment, a top-down two-dimensional view is extremely confusing. But with a compass, with arrows that tell you if things are up or down, or you have a much better sense of spatial awareness. And we want you to play the game and not play the map. So we made a commitment, and we put all of that investment into this compass system. And you still have the big map. It's one click away. And we've put more cool stuff in there than we've ever done before. We even have like an AI-driven kind of navigation system that'll give you a GPS on the big map to show you the line of where you can go. And there's even an in-world companion Echo bot that has some features there that'll help you navigate. And there's a lot of tools that help you navigate. And look, we're open to thinking about things in the future, but play the game first and understand the choices we've made. And I think you'll see and understand when you realize how big this world is and how playing the game in the world is better than playing the map. Yeah.
You just mentioned Echo 4.
One of the legendaries that drops from one of the major bosses in the game is called Ruby's Grasp. And Ruby's Grasp is, if you've seen the State of Play showcase, there's a boss with lots of hands, and Ruby's Grasp is just one that just won't let enemies get away. So.
By the way, did you clock the little subtlety there? It dropped from that boss. Does that mean dedicated drops from bosses?
What?
Yes, yes.
The answer is yes, yes.
The game will ship with dedicated drops across the whole game. Every boss, every mini boss will have dedicated drops.
Grant, what will the rarity levels be?
Ooh, rarity levels will go from common to legendary.
Thanks, Grant.
There's your,
We nailed it.
there's your,
Nailed
there's
it.
your gray, there's your green, there's your blue,
I don't like how you're saying that,
there's
by the
your
way.
purple,
And then there's orange.
there's your orange, there's your
What? Hold on.
troll.
Randy.
I'm such a troll.